Welcome to Bahia de Los Angeles. We are at the airport right here at Bahia de Los Angeles. And what we're going to do, I wanted to show you the town real quick. You know, yesterday when we landed here, I didn't show you the town, so I don't want to go too far because then the plane shakes around when it's on the ground. But this is the town right here. So I'm testing 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm testing. All right, it sounds like it's doing okay. What I did today too is I did something different. I launched Microsoft Flight Simulator through the GeForce experience, and it's using DX12. So DX12 is beta, but we're going to try it out. So far, it seems to be pretty smooth. And so I guess I can put this flight down as a DS12 test. Look at that river right there. Just an ancient river right here, a river flow right here, just flowing down. And at one point, I guess it flowed down. And I guess if there's flooding, it might even still run right over that runway there. But that's where the old ancient river flowed. So anyway, getting back into the plane here. I already set up a flight plan here. And so we're going to leave Bravo Hotel Lima. That's where we're at right now. And that is, of course, the Bahia de Los Angeles. And we're going to fly over an airport, actually. And that's the Bahia de Quino Airport. And that airport is actually on the Tiburon Island. There's another island too. It's the Isla Angel de la Garda. And on that island, there is no runway, but on the Tiburon Island, we're not going to land there, but we're going to fly over and take a look. And then, of course, our destination is going to be the General Ignacio Garcia Airport, and then that's in Hermosillo. That's pronounced Hermosillo, LLO, kind of like arroz con pollo, one of my favorite Mexican dishes, but it's spelled Pollo, and this is Osillo, but it's pronounced, from what I understand, Hermosillo. So that's a look at our flight plan. I went ahead and I already, let's see, I don't need the pitot heat on or anything like that. I got all my lights on, might as well. Release the brake. I already hit B on my keyboard, and we are going to do a flight following, but the B on the keyboard, B stands for barometer or altimeter, and it's set our altimeter to 29084. We don't have any wind data as yet, but if you look at the windsock there, it's pretty much the same as it was yesterday, and you got the wind coming in off of the right at a pretty good clip there. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and announce our takeoff. We're going to be departing to the east.
Bravo Hotel Lima traffic says
what I want to do
Charlie
real quick is
77 Charlie
set this to
taking off runway 15
9500.
departure to the east.
So it's about 9500 right there. And here we go. I'm going to kind of rev up the engine there. Got my rudder pedals here. I'm going to go ahead and apply my brakes. Just apply the brakes right there and run her up. I got the mixture on rich. And we say goodbye to Bahia de Los Angeles. It's nice being here. Putting a little bit of left rudder on now. Airspeed is alive. Outside air temperature is 23 degrees Celsius. Pretty hot out. Rotate. The hotter it is, of course, the longer your rotate has to be, or your run. And I'm going to engage autopilot and synchronize the heading. Pushing the button there. I'm going to do light level change. That locks in where we, and then hit the heading. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and just hit the nav. We'll just follow the nav. I got about 3/4 of a tank of fuel. We are now flying over the Gulf of California. Talk a little bit about the Gulf of California too while we're going along. There's Bahia de Los Angeles behind us. We're now capturing our navigation. And we got the Gulf ahead of us. A lot of smaller little islands. And while we're in, we might as well go ahead and so we're not so lonely, we'll go ahead and ask for flight following.
Mazatlan Center, Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie is type Cessna Skyhawk 3 miles east of Bravo Hotel Lima 1,600 feet. Request flight following.
So we're not doing an IFR, but we are doing...
Mazatlan Center. Squawk 2361.
Let's see if this works. 2, 3, 6, 1.
Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie radar contact 3 miles east of Bravo Hotel Lima 1,900 feet.
Altimeter 283, so we'll go ahead and
Roger, Cessna
that.
7 Charlie Charlie.
83. I wanted to turn down the volume too. Anyway. So to the left of us right there, that is the Isla Angel de la Guardia. And the population on that island right there is absolutely zero. The island itself is, let me look at the quick facts on this real quick. The Gulf of California, looking for the geography. Okay. The maximum height is 4,281 feet above sea level. It has an area of 359 square miles. So it's quite a large island. To put that in perspective, Guam, the island of Guam, has an area of 212 square miles. And so this one's 359, and it's not habitated by anybody. It's in a moderate climate. In that, well, not a moderate. It's hot. But of course, in Guam, it can be pretty hot there too. But the difference is, in Guam and places, South Pacific, those islands have one key ingredient for habitation. That key ingredient, of course, is water. And this island here the Isla Angel de la Garda is a very arid, dry island. The island is also known as Archangel Island. East of Bahia de Los Angeles, northwest Mexico, separated from the Baja California peninsula by the Canal de Baleares, it's Whales Channel. It's the second largest of the 11 midriff islands of Islas Grandes. It's part of the it is part of the state of Baja California. And also Tiburon Island is also part of the state of Baja California. There's Baja California, and then there's on that peninsula, there's also the on the peninsula itself, there's Baja California, which is the state, and then there's the Baja Sur California. Flying quite a bit over water here. Or I should say Baja California Sur. That's the lower state on the Baja California Peninsula. Apparently on this island here, we're gonna just touch the edge of it. But on this island here, there is a looking at the life. Okay, that's Gulf of California. I want to go back to the island. Okay, the Island Angel de Garda. The biology, there is a rat that is unique only to this island. It's called the Angel de la Garda wood rat, and it can only be found on this island and nowhere else. It's pretty interesting. And there's also the Angel Island mouse. Now I don't know what makes that mouse unique. Let's go ahead and hop in the drone here. And I'm going to speed it up here. That's 6 as we're climbing. You know what? I want to go back into the plane real quick. And I do want to bring back the mixture now. We're at a good climb, at a good clip right here. I'm going to go ahead and bring up the nose up right here to about the Y. That right there is our best rate of climb. We're already about 500 feet, or 400 feet. And but at any rate, we're climbing pretty good here. And now going back into our drone here, I just wanted to just kind of look at this island again. The highest elevation was about 5. What was it? I'm trying to think now what the remember what the elevation was. Okay, 4,281 feet. And so that would probably be, trying to straighten out the drone here a little bit, that would probably be about this peak right here. And like I said in a video yesterday, magnificent desolation. That was the famous words by Buzz Aldrin, the second man on the moon. When he stepped on the moon, he said, magnificent desolation. And that's what this is too. I guess if you ever wanted to do a science fiction movie, like maybe a movie about Mars, this would be a good place to go. I guess you'd have to find places though where there aren't any shrubs, because certainly there are shrubs, and there is life, even though this island is so arid and so dry. Uh, there is life on it. It doesn't have any source of fresh water at all on this island. The only source of fresh water is the occasional rains, and that's not very often. As we can see, we got clear weather here, and that's the case for the most part. So I got this drone sped up all the way, and I just wanted to kind of take a trip right here all the way to the end as our plane is still climbing. And this is all the way to one end right here. And you can see there's no houses, there's no habitation except, for animal life. And population, of course, of this island is 0. There are some areas of used for recreation. And that right there, my friends, is the Isla Angel de Garda, or also known as the Archangel Island. We'll go back to our plane. And then we got the Gulf of California. We're at 7,100 feet. And ahead of us there's the island. There are no runways on this island. On the next island, Bahia de Quino, is the Tiburon Island. There is a runway called Bahia de Quino. And apparently, the Bahia de Quino runway will be used for recreation because the population on the Tiburon Island as well is 0. So far this DX12 seems to be working okay. Hopefully I'm not getting any ruffled type of sound. I've been getting ruffled sound, and I'm hoping today that I'm not getting it. It's like, I don't know what that is right there. I want to check that out with the drone real quick. That's at 6, speed it up. I don't know if that's man-made or if that's natural. That looks like it's just all natural. It's kind of like a natural bay there. Yeah, that's all natural. That's not anything man-made. So it's interesting that there's all that land there in a warmer climate. I can understand a lot of, like the Faroe Islands or even the Falkland Islands has a population, but the Faroe Islands, up north there between Iceland and Europe, I could understand maybe some of those islands not having any habitation, but even those have habitation. This island right here, not one inhabitant. Try to find my plane here. I'm just going to press the OK. Couldn't find my plane. So anyway, we are now about almost 8,200 feet. we have. Okay. I'm not sure exactly which runway we're going to use. I don't know if there's an ATIS here or not. I'm going to check the frequencies. There is an approach, there's a Unicom, and there's a TAL. So we won't know what the frequencies are until we get there. So what I want to do real quick though is through Sky Vector here. Here's the runway that we're headed to. And I just want to look at the runway there. And the elevation is 627 feet. And going back into the plane here, we'll go ahead and put 627 feet. So we'll go ahead right over here. And this should change this right here once we put 627 feet. So we go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 7, enter. And then flight plan. I guess it didn't change it. I thought it would. Okay, so this, of course, that wouldn't change that. That's the waypoint there. But anyway, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and, well, we'll do that when after we reach 9,500, we'll reach our cruise, and then we'll change our assigned elevation to about 600, and then we'll start our, I'm getting ahead of myself actually. We'll start our vertical navigation, we'll arm our vertical navigation. So now we're over the Gulf of California. And so the Gulf of California is also known as the Sea of Cortez, or less commonly as the Vermilion Sea. They say the Gulf of California is a marginal sea of the Pacific Ocean that separates the Baja California Peninsula from the Mexican mainland. And so that's where we're headed. We're headed to the Mexican mainland. There's the Tiburon Island ahead of us. Almost to about elevation here, or altitude. I got the mixture backed up. There is no ATIS, so I can't, I would put in those frequencies for the ATIS, but I can't do that at this point. And we can't really figure out which, I mean, we can look at the wind direction and kind of guess maybe what our, let's look at the runways real quick. We do have runway 5 and runway 23. So just one runway, or one hard surface there, one hard surface runway going in each direction. And there's a green arrow there pointing this way, so I would imagine, does that mean, now that's something, it's a learning curve for me. I don't know that yet. I don't know if that means that runway 23 is the runway to, okay, we're at altitude now. But if that's the runway to land, I want to look again here. We can see we got the waypoint weather. So the way I'm reading this, it's 250 at 9 knots. That's for the Mike Hotel Oscar. So that's 250 at 9 knots. And so what that would mean is that you would have the wind coming in this direction at 9 knots. So that tells me that we will probably be landing on runway 23, since it's 250 at 9 knots. Alrighty, we are now at altitude. We are cruising, and we are over the Gulf of California. So what I want to do while we're at it, we might as well go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and put in the procedure. And if it's different when we get there, then it's different when we get there. But I'm going to go ahead and do an RNAV approach to runway 23. And hopefully that doesn't change. So we got the vectors, or we got Amivi, or we got Dupus, or we got Gory. We might as well just go ahead and you know what we'll do is we'll go ahead and try Gory. And so that'll bring us this direction here. Once we're activated, we'll go to Gory, and then we'll go circle around that way. Let's try that. And then we'll go ahead and load that. Don't worry about minimums at this point. And so let's look at what that did. So what we're going to do, I still have now this is what I wanted to do, is I want to go ahead and bring this to 600 feet. I'm just going to say 600. I don't know if this is how you would do it in real life, but just 600 right here, and then arm the navigation. So our vertical path should work all the way to 600 feet up until we get to the approach mode. But so what we're going to do is we're going to go to the initial approach fix of Doric, and that's going to be at 4,000, and then the final approach fix will be Hotel Oscar 901. It's going to be at 2,800 feet. So Doric, what we're going to do is we're probably going to do a direct to Doric, and so we won't be flying over the runway. We could probably just do it direct. Let me back that up here. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. I mean, we're going to be flying over the runway anyway. So we're just going to go fly over the runway, which is this waypoint right here, and go to Doric and then circle around and come back in. And let's see if that's what they want. They might want us to land on the other runway, so we'll find out. But this is the Gulf of California that we're over. About 6,200 square miles of water, maximum depth of about 9,800 feet, and it's got a complex geology linked to plate tectonics. The Gulf is thought to be one of the most diverse seas on Earth and is home to more than 5,000 species of microinvertebrates. Parts of the Gulf of California are a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The climate, the air, even though the shores of the Gulf are generally sheltered from the continuous wave shock that is experienced by most other North American shores, storms known as Chubasco can cause significant damage to shorelines despite their brevity. The depth of the water helps to determine its temperature. Marine life, there's the humpback whale, the California gray whale, the killer whale, the manta ray, the Humboldt squid, and the leatherback sea turtle. And the world's largest animal, the blue whale. Geologic evidence is widely interpreted by geologists as indicating the Gulf came into being, according to geologists, about 5.3 million years ago, as tectonic forces rifted the Baja California Peninsula off the North American plate. I don't know if it was that many years, but they came up with years sometimes, and it's interesting. And then they disagree on it. So, but anyway, as part of the, okay. I'm reading off of Wikipedia here. There's a lot to read there. I'm not going to read it all, but anyway, we're about ready now to go over the Tiburon Island right here. And this is the other great island, and this island is 464 square miles. And I was jumping back into our drone here, and again, this island is even bigger than the other island that we just flew over. It doesn't look like it is, but it is. It's a little bit. It's not as long as the Isla Angel de la Garda, but it's larger than the Isla Angel de la Garda. Okay, going back to this. And there it is, look at that. I'll go ahead and bring down the drone here. Again, no habitation on this island right here. Tiburon Island is part of the Mexican state of Sonora. So, the town that we're going to, Hermosillo, is in Sonora, the state of Sonora, and this island is okay. Tiburon Island is part of the Mexican state of Sonora, as well as the Hermosillo municipality, and is located at approximately the same latitude as the city of Hermosillo. It is located along the eastern shore of the Gulf of California, opposite Isla de la Garda, Angel de la Garda. It is part of the chain of the islands known as the Midriff Islands, or Isla Grandes. And of course, the geography. Well, there's a history on it. Transportation. There is a. We're going to be flying over it, but it's the Bahia Kino. That's actually a small town. For tourist destination. Population, according to Wikipedia, the population of this island is 0.
Valeris 418 descend and maintain flight level 350.
So you can see some riverbeds going along there, but probably only through flash flooding. The doesn't have a mention. I'm looking for an LK. So the it's 464 square miles.
And maintain flight level 350.
I'm not sure what the highest elevation is. I'm looking at Wikipedia here. And I'm trying to look and see what the highest elevation is. There's no mention of it, so I'm not sure. It's probably, I think what you can do actually